Quickly becoming a favorite of yours, except for if your team appears on the list. It's the bottom 10 right here at the Voice of College Football. Appreciate you stopping by for the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. Please like the video and subscribe. The ghost of Scott Frost still has not had enough. Nebraska falls in another one-score game, 28-20 to USC. The Huskers have lost 8 consecutive games in which they could have qualified for a bowl game. I believe Matt Rhule is a good coach, but still, he has some things to fix, obviously, and the late game psyche would be one of those. 6 and 25 in one-score games since 2020. At number 10 on our list, GBR. BF&F coachable. Fake accents, pounding his fist at the end of a news conference. What is next on the list of Brian Kelly embarrassments? After 3 consecutive losses, LSU fans would like a win next on the list in the SEC. 3 consecutive losses brings the Bayou Bengals to 6-4. But consider this, even despite all the mistakes and the poor marginal play, LSU had a pretty clear path to the SEC championship game before the loss to Florida, despite 3 losses to make it to the championship game and, of course, a college football playoff appearance. But that's all out the window. Brian Kelly could not prepare his team, get them ready, get them emotionally charged up to take on Florida with a college football playoff still on the line. At number 9 on our list, not LSU, Brian Kelly. Where have you gone, Jeff Brom? Yes, this same program went to a Big Ten championship game less than 2 years ago. Ryan Walters may be coaching for his life the last 2 weekends of the season. 1-9 Purdue has defeated Indiana State 49-0. Otherwise, 0-9 against the FBS. Outscored 389 to 133. Outscored in the Big Ten 235 to 90. Make that 285 to 95. Penn State 49 to 10, giving up 535 yards of total offense. 1-9 Purdue, boiler up. Purdue, just don't look to Kent State for another head coaching hire like you did about 15 years ago with Darrell Hazel. The Golden Flashes, a customary 0-10 after a 34-7 loss to Miami of Ohio. They've been outscored by an average of 49 to 14. Yes, 448 to 143. 21 consecutive losses to FBS competition. Maybe Kent has a fighting chance to get on the board with a wagon wheel rivalry game coming up this weekend against 2-8 Akron. At number 7 on our list, the Golden Flashes. Brett Favre, Reggie Collier, and Jeff Bauer would not be proud. USM 1-9. That was a win against an FCS team. USM losing to Texas State this past weekend, 58-3, giving up 33 first downs and 703 yards of total offense. The Golden Eagles are now 3-18 in their last 21 games against FBS opponents. Their quarterbacks have thrown a paltry 4 touchdowns this year against 14 interceptions. Yes, they have been outscored by 217 points this year. At number 6 on our bottom 10 here at the Voice of College Football, USM. Pac-2, we are rooting for you. But college football playoff contender, let's be serious. The hype was a joke. Yes, Washington State at 8-1. I even entertained the thought of, how can we get the Cougars to the playoffs? Well, they let us down. Lost to 4-6 New Mexico, blew a 14-point lead. Yes, this team was never anything close to a college football playoff contender. We knew it, but hey, we had to get slapped in the face, as did the Cougars. At number 5 on our list, Wazoo. Let's stay in the Pac-2, where at least Washington State typically beats up on bad teams. Oregon State, ouch. Losing to 2-7 Air Force, getting shut out by 2-7 Air Force, 28-0, and the Falcons missed 2 field goals in this game, giving up a 6-for-6 passing day, 139 yards to that vaunted Air Force passing attack. The Oregon State offense did not get off the bus. 175 total yards, 9 of 21 passing. They never reached the red zone. At number 4 on our bottom 10 right here at the Voice of College Football, we wrap it up with the Pac-2 and the Beavs. Utah and Colorado entered the Big 12 this season, coming from the Pac-12 as part of the Four Corners, and of course the Buffs were the laughing stock. 4-8 last year, sure an improvement over 1-11, but once they got smacked around by the likes of the Pac-12, it was pretty easy to see that Colorado was really not into big-time college football and would be fodder in the Big 12. Many believe that. Utah, on the other hand, Big 12 favorites. Huge favorites. They might go 11-1, 12-0 in the Big 12. Ouch. One win for Utah. That was over an 0-7 Oklahoma State team. We'll get to them in just a second. And, of course, the two matched up. And Utah, after defeating the Buffs 7 consecutive times, took it on the chin. 49-24. 11-1 is Utah over Colorado entering this weekend's play. The Buffs laid it on them by 25 points. At number 3 on our bottom 10, the Utes. Oklahoma State had it all going for them coming into 2024. No more Texas, no more Oklahoma to have to deal with. Veteran coach Mike Gundy, one of the best in the business at raising the level of the talent on the field. A 7th-year starting quarterback, the rushing champion, a top 5 to 10 offensive line in college football, and a host of excellent receivers. 20 of 22 starters coming back, and they've accomplished nothing but embarrassment. 0-7 in the Big 12. Most recently, 21-point loss to Arizona State, 25-point loss to TCU the last 2 times out. At number 2 on our bottom 10 embarrassment list, Oklahoma State. I guess at least be number 1 at something. This position is locked and loaded. No team, no program, no coach could possibly do anything to take away the number 1 position from Florida State. We know what they did last year. 13-1 ACC champions, preseason top 10, supposed to have another fine season this year. And of course, it's been an utter disaster of epic, historic proportions. 1-9. College of Charleston, you've got a shot this week. They fired their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, wide receivers coach. Most Florida State fans would probably like to see Mike Norvell hit the exit, but the buyout is just too large. He's an offensive guru, genius, all those things, play caller extraordinaire, but his offense is near the bottom in every conceivable category, including the most important one, points per game at 13.3. At number 1 on our list, at the bottom 10 right here at the voice of college football, FSU. All right, comments and questions down below, folks. You know the drill. Leave us your suggestions. Where did we miss it? Who deserved to be in the bottom 10? This is not a list of the 10 worst teams in America, of course. That does not include Nebraska and Washington State. It's a fun list of who screwed up this week or who is just perpetually bad and awful at what they do, and it's persisted throughout the 2024 season. Think Iowa offense over the last 5 years. This is our bottom 10 right here at the Voice of College Football. See you next time.